I want to discuss a very simple concept today that is commonly known, but also commonly ignored. And I think a lot of people don't realize the full concerns that can occur if you just don't follow this basic idea. It is leashing your dog. So I am currently actually in my backyard here in Philadelphia. City backyards can be a little small, but nice and cozy, and I really love this city. I've been here for a total of 7 years, including veterinary school, and recently I've noticed an increase in owners that have decided to walk their dogs off leash. Why do I care so much? So this is something I'm really passionate about because as an emergency doctor, I see the scary cases. I see the dogs that were on leash and another dog bit them because that dog was protecting its property and it was off leash without a fence, without a owner around possibly. I see the dog that normally heels really nicely and sticks with their owner, but oh my goodness, this squirrel really tempted him and he bolted across the road and was hit by a car. I see that stuff every week. So that kind of an incident for a dog bite, I just had one that cost $4,500, needed antibiotics, needed pain meds, needed surgery, needed repairs of these wounds, and that poor dog very well may be very fearful, maybe not as well behaved around other dogs moving forward because it had this horrible traumatic experience that could have been avoided. So the real risks, as I've mentioned here, with having your dog off leash can include if your dog is not the perfect little robot that we kind of want them to be sometimes with training, even if 99% of the time they listen to you, just like a child, that one time can be catastrophic. If they get distracted, if they don't hear you, maybe a car honks or someone yells or they smell a delicious piece of food or a siren from an ambulance passes by, all things that are really common in the city especially, that dog may not act completely appropriately or completely following your normal training. Some of the other scary things that can happen include this morning. So I was on a walk with my dog and another owner approached us. She had one dog on leash and one dog off leash. The off leash dog ran straight up to us. I yelled out, "Excuse me, please leash your dog." She tried to call her dog, didn't come to her, and she just said, "Oh, it's okay, my dog's friendly." This is something I hear so often and it upsets me so much because, cool, your dog's friendly. That doesn't mean mine is. Mine could be fearful, mine could be unpredictable, mine could very well bite your dog or cause your dog to be frightened and bite me or my dog. So if you keep them on a leash, you can ask me, "Hey, is your dog friendly?" Mine is, let's see if they can play. That's a much more appropriate way to approach that situation than just yelling, "My dog's friendly, it's okay." You don't know the situation of the other dog. Sometimes you don't have that moment to ask or to recognize what's going on. You're going around a corner and another dog that is not good with dogs may cross, and if you have your dog on the leash, you may be able to get them to come back to you faster. That split second can make a huge difference. So it just really upsets me. As I said, I see these poor pets come in, many hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and more importantly, the pain, the fear these dogs go through. It is just negligence. It's an easy thing to do to leash your dog. And I am a huge proponent of off-leash training. We do so with my dog. We go to areas where there aren't many other dogs, areas with large fenced-in areas where other dogs are allowed to be off leash. And so if that's a known thing, then hopefully the fearful, aggressive dogs aren't coming to these spots so that it's an appropriate and safe place to do that kind of training. Same thing with hikes. If you go to areas that are appropriate for dogs off leash, fantastic. It's great. It's a great fun exercise for you and your pup. But in a city, I would argue it's just never appropriate. There's too many factors. It is an easy thing to prevent having your dog get injured or another person get injured. A child that may not know how to pet a dog just kind of grabs their face and gets bit. So please help me spread the word about this, help people better understand why that kind of decision just is an inappropriate one. And if you have any stories, please share them with me. I would love to hear any scenarios where unfortunately you similarly were faced with someone who just did not understand and would not follow this basic concept, or if you found a way to get an owner to turn over to the bright side and leash their pup, what did you do? I'd love to hear from you.